Happy Tuesday, everybody. Today we're going to go ahead and open up some more baseball card packs. I've added a few extra ones just to make this just a little bit longer here. Hopefully find a couple extra cards worth getting excited over. But as normal, still have the same packs from left to right, with the left being the lowest potential packs and the right being the highest potential packs here. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'll introduce the packs a little bit as we go along. If you watch my videos, you're probably getting sick of me introducing and saying who the best cards in each pack are, but for just in case anybody's first-time watcher, we'll go ahead and introduce these again here. We're going to start off here with 91 Studio. Jeff Bagwell is the best card in this set here, but the pictures in the set are what really make this set more notable here. I did pull a Bagwell in my last video, so chances of pulling another one are slim, but possible. We start off here. We have Greg Gagne, Sam Horn, Bill Gullickson. Not sure what he's thinking there, but it looks like he's kind of in between scared and excited. Rick Honeycutt looks like he's glad to get that picture over with. George Bell, always excited. Daryl Boston, very serious. Dave Anderson, even more serious. And we did get a Jeff Bagwell here. So 2 Bagwells in 2 consecutive packs. That's pretty neat. And then we have Jack Clark and Jeff Conine. So overall, pretty good pack there. And then we'll go a year later to 92 Studio. The unique thing about these sets here is it's a very small set, so there's not a lot of players here, but it's always interesting the mix that you get in these sets here. But we have Jose Lean, Mike Moore, Fred the Crime Dog McGriff, Kevin Mitchell. We have Sam Horn again, Tim Nehring, Red Schoendeist. That's a pretty neat card. I've never seen that one before. Good Hall of Famer. There's Jeff Brantley, who I did meet one time. He's a really nice guy. Lee Smith, Jack Morris. There's a Musina second year. And Phil Plantier. So 2 cards that would have made this a really cool set back in 92. And now we're going to go over to 1990 Donruss. I love this set. There's just not a lot of value in it, but there's some really cool rookies here. And a lot of errors, which I've really never gotten too many of the error cards. But always loved to open up these packs back in the day. And we're going to start off here with Mike Boddicker, Greg Harris, Jose Rijo, Danny Heap, Bob Tewksbury, Paul Gibson, who always creeped me out the way he looked, Dennis Cook, Gene Larkin, Danny Darwin, Carney Lansford, Teddy Higuera, Julio Machado, who is in jail for being a murderer, Bobby Bonilla, Jeff Pico, John Smoltz, and Clay Parker. So a pretty good mix of stars and interesting characters in that pack. Now we have 2 packs of 1988 Topps. There's a lot of errors in this set. I haven't opened up any of the cards that I know of that have errors that have been corrected here. So I don't know if I've got an error box or not. Not a lot as far as value cards in here. We do have a Tom Glavine rookie and a Matt Williams first pack set, even though he does have a traded rookie. We have Andy McGaffigan. There's a Matt Noakes Gold Cup. Twins leaders, Danny Darwin, Steve Sachs, Wallace Johnson, Donnie Baseball All-Star, the Topps propaganda piece, Todd Froworth, Alan Anderson, Andy Van Slyke, Joe Niekro, Gene Nelson, Darnell Coles, Jose Oquendo, and Rich Yett. And in pack number 2, we start off with Tony Pena, Greg Walker, Rod Booker, Roger Craig, Bruce Ruffin, Rafael Palmeiro second year, Charlie Palaio, another propaganda piece, Frank Viola, Paul Nossi, Mike Easler, Dale Mahoric, Nelson Liriano. There's a Kirby Puckett All-Star, Billy Hatcher, and a Rangers team leaders. So nothing too notable out of that those packs. Now we're going to jump back ahead into 1990. Looking for Larry Walker, Dave Justice, and a few of the other rookies like Gonzalez and Sosa. And just see what we can pull out of here. We have Chad Kreuter, Bryn Smith, Tom the Flash Gordon, Andy Benes, who I would have loved to have opened up back in the day, Dale Mahorek, Danny Darwin, Wally Joyner, Jimmy Key, Gene Nelson, Jeff Parrott, Todd Stottlemyre, Bill Landrum, Alan Anderson, Matt Kinzer and Wayne Edwards rookies, Rick Reed, and Keith Comstock, who I would have loved to open up an 88 Topps and see if I could get an error card for him. So nothing too notable out of that pack. Now we have 86 Donruss, who I finally moved all the way down. He started out in the high value packs, but just continued to move down, and I'm going to continue to put it into the least potential stack because I'm certain that this is a searched box. So I don't expect to find any of the big rookies or major stars, even though I have found a couple decent stars in it, but don't expect to find a McGriff or a Canseco. We'll start off here with Pete O'Brien, Teddy Higuera, Larry Herndon, the dreaded checklist, Ray Sarich, Davey Lopes, Ed Whitson, Mike Pagliarulo, Bob Boone, Jack Morris, Jay Tibbs, Ken Dixon, Greg Pryor, Buddy Biancalana, and Bill Swaggerty. Pretty much what I expected, a few minor stars, but nothing dramatic out of that pack. And again, I really think this was a search box, even though I don't know why anybody would really want to search an 88 Donruss. There just wasn't enough in the set to go through the hassle of searching and repacking, but I think somebody did. But we have Lloyd Bannister, Odeby McDowell, Denny Walling, Kirk McCaskill, Andy McGaffigan, Mike Gallego, Tom Candiotti, Steve Farr, Alex Trevino, Calvin Schiraldi, Charles Hudson, Rick Shue, Gerald Young, Ricky Horton, Dave Concepcion, and Tim Flannery. As expected, nothing out of that one either. So now we have a couple score packs. We have a 91 score, looking for a Mussina rookie. Opened quite a few of these without opening up a Mussina in a while, so I am due, so hopefully it'll be today that we pull one out of here. And we start off with Greg Myers. If I can get the little piece of wrapper off my hand. Dan Pasqua, Todd Benzinger, Dave Martinez, Paul Abbott, Rafael Novoa, Jeff McKnight and his freaky glasses, Derek May, Henry Cotto, Steve Crawford, Shane Mack, Stan Javier, Felix Fermin, Charlie Huff, the Ageless Wonder, Steve Balboni, and Craig Biggio. And then our final pack in stack number 1 is going to be 88 score. Tom Glavine is the big hit here. There's also Cam Nitty rookie, as well as Matt Williams and a few others. And we start off with John Crook, Brian Downing, Lou Whitaker, Tim Burke, Alex Trevino, Terry Pendleton, John Tudor, Jerry Brown, Steve Balboni, Tony Gwynn, Keith Hernandez, Glenn Wilson, Ed Correa, Darrell Porter, Steve Howe, Dave Engel, and Eric Plunk. So a couple pretty decent stars out of that one. All right, so that finishes up stack number 1. We are now going to go into the second stack, where we're going to start off with an 88 Fleer. Again, we're looking for Edgar Martinez, as well as Tom Glavine, Matt Williams as well. This one also does have Edgar Martinez, rookie, as well as Mark Grace, who I have not pulled a Mark Grace yet, so I am due for one of those. But would love to pull another Edgar Martinez card. But we are going to start off here with the Dodgers team sticker. John Morris, Ron Kittle, R.J. Reynolds, Steve Lombardozzi, Tom Henke All-Star card, Jeff Treadway, Mark Eichhorn, Gene Garber, there's a Terry Pendleton, Steve Crawford, Wallace Johnson, Carmen Castillo, there's a Palmeiro second year, Jim Wynn, and Pedro Guerrero. So nothing too great, but not a bad pack either. All right, so now we're going to go back in time a little bit, or actually ahead of time. We'll go to the 89 score. We'll go ahead and look for Randy Johnson's, Gary Sheffield, and a few other rookies in here. Unfortunately, score did not hit the Griffey train in the base set here, so no Griffeys in the 89 packs. But we start off with Gerald Young, John Shelby, Gary Gaetti, Jose De Leon, Spike Owen, Chris James, John Candelaria, Eric Schau, John Farrell, Junior Ortiz, Don Asse, Rod Scurry, Brad Wellman, Tom Prince, Tom Flash Gordon, and Norm Charlton as the rookies. So not a great pack there either. And now we'll go over to 93 Upper Deck Series 1. This one mostly looking for Piazzas, but there are a couple other nice cards in this set as well. And we start off with Greg Harris, Pat Mahomes Sr., dad of Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Pat Mahomes, Ryan Thompson, and we have another Willie Mays Heroes card, 30/30, so I'm going to put that aside. And we have Fernando Ramsey, who I've never heard of before, Sandy Alomar Jr., Casey Candell, Dean Palmer, Delano DeShields, Chuck McElroy, Andy Van Slyke. Looks like he just got hit by the pitch with the elbow, so that doesn't look like he'd probably enjoy that picture. Darren Dalton, Mike Stanton, Jose Oquendo, and then we have Roberto Alomar and Joe Carter. Not a bad pack there. All right, so now we've got two of 91 Score Series 2, looking for Chipper Jones rookies, mostly hoping and praying for Mickey Mantle insert, especially one which I vow to get at some point in my life, autographed Mickey Mantle insert. But we're going to start off here with Terry Kennedy, Delano DeShields, Oral Hershiser, have a Barry Larkin Dream Team, Steve Ontiveros, Hensley Mullins, Scott Erickson, Tommy Green, Mike Perez, Andre Santana, Matt Williams All-Star, Robbie Beckett, Phil Bradley, Jeff Parrott, Rick Cerrone, and Joe Girardi. And then our second pack. We start off with one of my least favorite players of all time, Wally Whitehurst, Tom Foley, Jack Clark, Greg Vaughn, Ryan Sandberg, Man of the Year, always loved that card. Benny Santiago. There's the Reds October card. Tony Pena, Tom Lampkin, Leo Gomez, Scott Allred, Troy Affiner. There's Willie McGee with his mouth wide open. Curtis Wilkerson, Mike Marshall, and Jose De Jesus. Nothing too big there, but some pretty cool cards in those packs. All right, so now we're going to go over to Leaf. We have Series 1 and Series 2 of 1991, and then also 92 Series 1 and Series 2. Both have the Gold Leaf rookies. Series 1 does have some error variations with the numberings on them. I've never seen any of them, and the couple Gold Leaf rookies I've gotten out of this box did not have the numbering, so I don't expect to get any out of this box here. But we have Tom Browning, Eric Davis, Lee Smith, Hal Morris, Jose Oquendo, Chris Sabo, Greg Swindell, Tom Pagnozzi, Tom Candiotti, Terry Steinbach, Steve Olin, who I always mentioned died in a boat accident in spring training one year, Ricky Henderson, Alex Cole, Jerry Brown, and Walt Weiss. I always thought Steve Olin was going to be a really good closer, and unfortunately, fate took him out of the picture. I never got to see whether I was right or not. Now we go to Series 2, and we start off with Mickey Morandini, Ken Hill, Mark Leonard, Mackie Sasser, Jack Morris, Dan Plesac, Von Hayes, Wade Boggs, a hit machine, Dwight Evans, Dave Howard, Ernie Witt, Carlton Fisk, Darryl Strawberry, Heathcliff Slocum, Glenn Braggs. So nothing too great out of 91 Leaf. In 92 Leaf, not a lot of value in rookies. Series 2 does have the Jeff Kent. There is also a black parallel set in both of these, so hoping to get a black parallel card, a noteworthy player in each of these here. But we're going to start off with Mike Greenwell. And in Series 1, our black parallel is Charlie Hayes, Todd Van Poppel, Derek Bell, Paul Molitor, Roberto Alomar, Dean Palmer, Dave Otto, Chris Hoyles, Jamie Navarro, Alex Fernandez, Greg Harris, Big Mac Mark McGuire, Joe Hesketh, and Jeff Bagwell. So a lot of stars out of that pack. So that's, even though they're not extremely valuable, that was a really good pack. And then Series 2, again, hoping for Jeff Kent rookie cards. And we start off with Goose Gossage. Our black parallel is going to be Les Lancaster, so nothing too great there. Jack McDowell, Joe Slusarski, Bob Scanlon, Wally Ritchie, Andres Galarraga, Dwayne Henry, John Flaherty. There's a Jeff Kent rookie, so we'll go ahead and pull him out. So it's a nice little rookie card. Derek Lilliquist, Alex Cole, Big Unit Randy Johnson, Ramon Martinez, and Tommy Green. So definitely a pretty good pack there. So now we're going to go to 1990. Start off with 1990 Bowman. Looking for Frank Thomas, Sammy Sosa, Juan Gonzalez, a lot of the big names there. But Frank Thomas is the big card in this set. And we start off with a Dwight Gooden artwork card. And then we have Ray Palacios, Bob Walk, Mike Scott, Alex Infante, Deion James, Mike Scioscia, Jeff Branson, Jim DeShays, Doug Drabeck, Eric Davis, Kevin Mitchell, Mike Bielecki, John Orton, and Pete Incaviglia. Nothing too great out of that pack. And then going over to 1990 Topps, a lot of the same rookies in this one. This one does have this unlikely potential of a no name on front Frank Thomas, which is one of the holy grails of error cards. And we start off with a propaganda piece. There's a Bernie Williams rookie, so pull that aside. Bert Blyleven, Joe McGrane, Dan Murphy, Sean Hillegas, Jose De Jesus, Dave Bergman, Paul Coleman, Lance McCullers, Mark Grant, Carlton Fisk, Franklin Stubbs, Mike Devereaux, Jack Armstrong, Ron Hassey, and Jody Davis. All right, so our next two are going to be 94 Upper Deck Collector's Choice. We have Series 1 and Series 2. Series 2 having the better cards with Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, and Michael Jordan. But there is potential for a gold and signature parallel, and then each pack, if it doesn't have a gold, does have a silver signature. So hopefully we'll get a nice signature in this pack here. We start off with Scott Stahoviak, Butch Husky. Our signature is Solomon Torres, silver signature. Terry Steinbach, Ruben Sierra, Rob Dibble, Alex Fernandez, Ken Hill, Jeff Gardner, Roberto Mejia, Jeff Blauser, and Jose Rijo. And Series 2, and we're going to start off with a David Justice checklist. A Dave Need, who everybody wanted that card back in the day. Kevin Young, Brian Harper, Stan Javier, Chuck Finley, Frank Castillo, Tony Fernandez, Alan Mills, the Todd Hollinsworth, and our signature is going to be Ricky Bottalico as a silver signature. So nothing too great out of 94 Collector's Choice. Now we're going to move over to 91 Bowman. Still looking for my first card of Jim Thome rookie here. There are a lot of gum stains and really damaged cards here because of the gum. But we have Tom Glavine, Scott Coolball, Paul Molitor, Jesse Orosco, and Kim Batiste. And then in the undamaged side, we have Steve Sachs, Wes Chamberlain, Luis Polonia, Norm Charlton, Bill Kruger, Gary Varsho, Stan Javier, and Tim the Rock Reigns. Nothing too great out of that pack. Now we go over to 1990 Score, one of my favorite sets here. Looking for the Bo Jackson football, baseball, as well as Frank Thomas and a lot of the other rookies that are in the 1990 set. No Thomas in here, obviously. Already ruined that with Eddie Zosky, but we have Jody Reed, Edgar Martinez, Steve Balboni, Mickey Tettleton, Eddie Zosky, Pascal Perez, Domingo Ramos, Wallace Johnson, Sean Dunston, Tom Herr, Brian Harper, Randy Myers, Jeff Ballard, John Dobson, Paul Sorrento, and Mike Munoz. So nothing too great there. So now we're going to move on to 1990 Leaf Series 1. We are looking for Ken Griffey Jr. is the big card here. Sammy Sosa rookie is in this. A lot of other lesser valuable rookies and stars in this set here. This pack does not want to open. And we start off with Alvin Davis, Dennis Eckersley, Bruce Hurst, Roberto Kelly, Joe McGreen, Alan Anderson, Bob Walk, Chuck Krim, Von Hayes, Bob Boone, Dave Cohn, Lou Whitaker, Tim Burke, John Farrell, and Carlton Fisk. So some pretty big names, nothing valuable, but that's a pretty neat pack with some of my favorite players in it. All right, and our final card in stack number 3 is going to be 89 Bowman. Looking for Griffey rookie, Sheffield, Biggio, Randy Johnson, all the big 89 rookies. So hopefully we'll find something here. We start off with the Satchel Paige reprint card. And then Mike Pagliarulo, George Bell, Bobby Thigpen, Tim Leary, Terry Steinbach, Tom Browning, and that is Steve Wilson, who I've never heard of, Pete Harnish, Steve Lyons, Tim Flannery, Jerry Brown, and that is Bill Bain. Nothing too amazing there, although that Harnish is the best card. So now we have 2 packs, both 91 Upper Deck, Find the Nolan series. Looking mostly for the Nolan Ryan autograph, which is unlikely, Michael Jordan SP1, which is unlikely, but then there's also Mike Mussina and Shipper Jones. And the Jumbo Pack does have a Silver Slugger insert, which is not in the base set. So opening up the base set pack first, we are finding Gerald Clark, Hensley Mullins, Mookie Wilson, Darren Lewis, Bob Welch, Omar Oliveras, Don Robinson, Eric Davis, Alan Trammell, and John Smoltz, and Chris Sabo. Ricky Jordan, who I thought was going to be a really good player. Have Cubs hologram, Greg Colburn, Brent Maine, and Bob Melvin. And then in the Jumbos pack here, we have a Bobby Bonilla Silver Slugger card, the propaganda piece, Moise Salou, Deion Sanders, always loved that card, Charlie Hayes, Glenn Davis, another Glenn Davis, Charles Nagy, Rafael Belliard, Steve Avery. We have a couple holograms here. We have a Yankees hologram, as well as a National League hologram. Eric Schau, Fernando Valenzuela, John Eriks, Sid Bream, Narcisco Elvira, Kiki Jones, Rich Garces, Juan Samuel, Devon White, and then we have a Harold Reynolds team checklist Wayne Edwards, Joe Bitker, Kevin Belcher, rookie, Matt Young, Bob Kipper, Wally Backman, Jeff Conine, and Rafael Belliard. So not a whole lot to shout about in that pack. So now we've got 2 packs of 89 Donruss. I am really hoping and praying one of these has a Griffey, because it has been a long time since I've been able to get a Griffey rookie out of an 89 Donruss. We're also looking for Sheffields and a lot of the other rookies, Biggio, Randy Johnson, and John Smoltz. So we'll see what we can pull out of these packs here. And we start off with Rob Dibble with some wax damage or something on that. Interesting. Mark Parent, Bob Kipper, Atlee Hammaker, Jose Alvarez, Mitch Webster, Mackie Sasser, Mike Moore, Cecil Fielder, Al Newman, Donnie Baseball, Diamond Kings, Jesse Barfield, Alan Anderson, Alan Trammell MVP, Dave Magadan, and Pat Perry. Nothing too notable there. And in our second pack, we start off with Harold Reynolds, Diamond King, Bo Diaz, Frank Viola, Lloyd Mosby, Mark Langston, Greg Jeffries, second-year card, even though it says rated rookie. Still would have loved to have opened that up in '89. Vance Law, Dwight Gooden, Jim Gantner, Mike Krukow, Sid Bream, Jimmy Jones, Paul Molitor, Team MVP, Terry Pendleton, Glenn Davis, and Chuck Finley. So nothing too exciting out of any of those. So now we get to the big 3 sets here. We have an 87 Fleer, 2 87 Donruss, and 2 89 Fleer, which also has Griffey rookie, and these are error packs, so there is the Bill Ripken F-Face error potential. So we start off here with 87 Fleer. A lot of good rookies here. Bonds, Larkin, Matt Williams, or no, I'm sorry, Will Clark, not Matt Williams, Barry Larkin, Bo Jackson, Bonds. So a lot of good rookies out of the set here. And we start off with Detroit Tigers team sticker, Bill Buckner, Don Schultz, Lance McCullers, John Cangelosi, Dave Gumpert, who I've never heard of before, Nate Snell, Darrell Boston, Jose Uribe, Roy Smalley, Vida Blue, Bob Walk, Reggie Jackson, Scott Sanderson, Scott Bradley, Jeff Reed, Ken Howell, and Lamar Hoyt. So nothing too exciting there either. So we're down to our final 2 sets, looking to get something to really get excited about. We'll start off with 87 Donruss. Has all the same rookies in there. This one also has a Greg Maddux rookie. Mark McGwire has a card in here that's a nice pull. So let's see what we can get out of this pack here. Start off with Terry Kennedy, Tony Fernandez, Bruce Ruffin, Len Matusek, Mike Brown, and there's some kind of print error here that is really interesting down at the bottom. I don't know if you don't have the greatest webcam, so I don't know if you can really see it, but there's a lot of little brown stripes mixed into the green here. We go to Danny Heap, Wally Joyner, Tito Landrum, Ed Nunez, there's Jack Clark, Drew Hall, Don Baylor, Ron Oster, George Brett Diamond Kings, and Buddy Bell. And then pack number 2. Start off with Willie Wilson, Gus Polidor, Ed Hearn, Jeff Dedman, Dale Murphy, Diamond Kings, Jerry Hairston, there's a Roger Clemens, Johnny Ray, Randy Hunt, Bob James, Vida Blue, Darnell Coles, there's a Canseco, Gene Nelson, and Scott Sanderson. And our last 2 packs with a chance to make a big splash. We have 2 89 Fleer. Really looking for the Ripken errors, also Griffey, and there's a lot of minor errors in here which are kind of exciting. And have not found any of the Randy Johnson variations that are valuable in these boxes that I've had. But then there's also a couple of other minor errors in here which are just not valuable but interesting. We start off with a Phillies team sticker. Tom Prince, Steve Balboni, Terry Pendleton, Roger Clemens, Melito Perez, Candy Sierra, Neil Heaton, Dave Valley, Kevin Mitchell, Fred Lynn, Jay Howe, Rick Aguilera, Dave Smith, Big Mac Mark McGuire, and Ron Hassey. And our final pack of the day, we have a team assortments of stickers. We have Dodgers, Expos, A's, and Mariners. Kirk McCaskill, George Bell, Doug Jennings, Tommy Gregg, Pat Borders, Jose Leand, Kirby Puckett. I always got interested in how some of these cards just have really dark printing on one of the sides or somewhere. Don't know why that happened, but there's a Kirby Puckett with that print abnormally. Bruce Sutter, Felix Fermin, and a Griffey Jr. So finally got something of note here. So that's really exciting to get that Griffey. Then we have Joe McGrain, Jody Reed, Fred Manrique, Keith Brown, and Andy McGaffigan. So didn't pull a lot that's exciting there, but that Griffey is definitely something to put aside. So definitely going to put that in a top loader here in just a moment. But appreciate everybody's taking the time to watch. Took a while before we got going there, but that final pack finally gave us something to be excited about. So I'm glad you joined in. Hope everybody likes and subscribes if you haven't already done so. Let me know what your favorite card is, your favorite set that I opened, any sets that you haven't seen me open but would like me to. Always looking for new ideas so I can have a little bit more variety here. But I appreciate you stopping in and hope to see everybody again soon. Happy Tuesday and God bless.